Before the video begins, I would like to say this video is sponsored by
absolutely no one. This was a waste of your time.
Hey guys, LEGO Master 365 here. It's been a while since I've done a video in this form, or really a model train review, but I got a package in the mail today that I only ordered 2 days ago. Well, fast service, which is this. The Bachmann Thomas & Friends N-Scale Starter Set, which is very tiny, to say the least. Yeah, I don't really know where else to go with the beginning of this video, so let's get into it.
Presentation is always important, and Bachmann has done a fantastic job here. You can clearly see Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle along with the track and controller. There were a few holes in the cellophane, but I'm not too bothered by it. Bachmann said that for some of their earlier purchases of the set, the cellophane would have the 75th anniversary logo on it. Mine did, so I did my best not to rip through the sticker. Once it's out of the cellophane, you can get a much nicer view of the box. Let's bring it down to the floor so we can get this open.
So, with the box now out of the plastic, we can now kind of really see a little bit more of the details inside the box. I mean, there really aren't any details, but yeah, it's a little bit clearer. So, on the back, it pretty much just shows you what you get. So you have a loop of track with a power pack and stuff, you know, you get Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle. Perfect, great starter set. And at the bottom it also says what else you can collect, which is really just Thomas, Percy, Annie, Clarabelle, and 2 troublesome trucks. Now Bachmann is working on Toby and James, and I do believe they also have released 3 new tankers, or they're working on releasing those 3 tankers. But yeah, we'll be getting more products soon, which is really great to hear. So to open this up, there are 2 little tabs on both sides of the box, which you can just pull out if you're really careful. As I will do here. You know, this kind of standard lip lock thing, I really don't know what it's called. And right there, you open it up, and look at that. Nice, big styrofoam blocks, heavy styrofoam block. Oh, there's a pamphlet in the back. Alright. Just gonna leave that there for a second, I think this is really just a warning thing. Didn't open this right. Ooh, smells. Alright, it's just a bunch of warranty stuff, which is good. Alright, it's always good to have, you know, all your warranty papers and stuff, you know, always good to have. Is this an instruction manual or an owner's manual? I think it's a warning manual. Okay, it's just telling you how to put your track together. I will show you how to put the track together later, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is in the box. I'm holding it above the camera. That's all there is in the box, pretty empty, you know. Here we have the actual block. It is relatively thick. But pretty much the only reason it is that thick is for the track to sit in and for the power supply to sit in. There's a little bit of tape, so let me just get my X-Acto knife. There we go. Okay. There's some tape here. There's some tape here. Also, just a reminder, guys, don't cut towards yourself. That's just me being stupid. Cutting towards myself. Alright, last one. There we go. Now, turn this around. We're in frame. Whoa. Alright, here we go. Let's take out the other stuff first, so we'll end with the good stuff. Alright, so here we have, ooh, it's being bent by the wire. So here we have your track. Some pieces of track. It looks a bit concaved in the middle, but I think that's just because of how the plastic is gripping it. So I really hope this actually hasn't damaged any of the track, and it is really just because it is has a bit of a force biting down on it. I'm actually just going to undo this right now just to make sure it's not damaging the track in any way. You know, you just want to make sure it's not. Okay. Once it is relieved, it is a little bit bent. So the wire was pulled down a little bit too tight. It's hard to see, but it's definitely closer together in the middle than it is outside here. I don't think it should be too much of a problem running your trains, but just a little something to keep an eye on. Same thing here. Again. Now, while they are well packaged, we have the same bowing thing again. let's do this track, which comes with just 2 more pieces. This one not as tight because it is only 2 pieces. There was no need to keep it as tight. So this is your terminal track. You take your power supply. This goes into the, oh yeah, this does, okay. So this wire here, this end plugs into your controller and this end plugs into the track. Once you plug it in, then your track will have power. Did I plug that? I did, okay. Once you plug that in, your track will get power. You take, this is what you plug also, this is what you plug into the other side of the controller. And this is literally just your power supply. You plug this into your wall, you know. It's a lot lighter than the standard one. This is the power supply that came with my old controller, which I still use. As you can see, it is a whole lot bigger than the new one. Now, I don't know if it's because it is new, like electronics, so they can make them smaller and lighter, or if this is just, you know, more made for the HO scale thing. But either way, it works for both my Skarloey engines and my normal size engines, so hopefully. Now here is your controller. It really doesn't look too different from any of your other controllers. Now, switch is nice and quiet. This is a little bit older. This controller, I won't see. This controller is a little bit older, but I also got it with the same. So I got this with an older, not really an older train set, but I got this with the train set that I got a while ago. So here it actually has an on-off switch, which is just turning the controller a little bit. It snaps into place. Same direction thing. One thing that I noticed is missing is this thing. So this is an AC this is an AC power accessory thing. So what you do is you take one of those like U-shaped things and you plug them into here, and it gives you the power to, or it lets you turn on your other lights and stuff, which is noticeably absent from this one. And this one also doesn't click on. I don't know why that is, unless you're supposed to connect it in a different way, because it does say that you still can. Maybe it's I really don't know how else you're supposed to connect to your AC stuff. But anyway, let's get to the things that you all really want to see. So let's do the coaches first. Take out Annie. Wow, she is very, very light. So here's Annie. She now has the red buffers, which her HO scale counterpart lacks. I will do a comparison with both of them later, but I'm just showing you guys what she looks like up close. She does have see-through windows, but they are a bit glazy, so they are a bit hard to see. And yeah, I think it's just going to be the same case with Clarabelle, so let me go get her. Alright, so here is Clarabelle. Now, one thing that you will notice is that they do have the same face, which, obviously, both the HO and G scale, Annie and Clarabelle, I believe actually do both of them. I'm not sure about the G scale one. They have the different faces, Annie being like kind of like scared and Clarabelle being kind of like content. But it's weird to see them both have the same face, because it might just get confusing, because now you have to actually like really look at the names instead of just going off the face. Now, obviously, I really don't collect N scale. This is my first actual N scale, well, real N scale, because you know the real Skarloey engines aren't really N scale. They're like HO N30. So I've never seen these couplers before, but it looks like they just push together and they couple, and it feels like it's a pretty good thing. It's like a smaller hook and loop coupler. Alright, now for the boy everyone wants to see. Wow. Okay, here's Thomas. Now, for an N-scale locomotive, and after holding Annie and Clarabelle first, he has a surprising amount of weight to him. This really does just feel like straight up lead, which is really impressive because of how small it is. Like, it literally just fits on my finger. He is very, very small, very, very tiny. Now, one thing I will notice, or you will notice, is when you look at the box, let me go get the box, the face has the eyes looking dead forward. That is because the prototype Thomas that they made, you can see because of like, the side of the face. This is the one that they actually released, and Thomas looks to be looking more up than straight forward. So it's a little bit interesting. Now the cab is again filled in, but so is this, the little archway. Normally on like the HO one, it is left blue, but it looks like they went a little bit out of their way and they filled it in on the N scale one. And I know they made it like super detailed on the HO scale one, on the G scale one, where it's like fully, hollowed out. The whistle is not picked out. It is just molded onto the body, which is a bit of a shame, but given the size of him, I can kind of understand it not having that. He does have a lamp, which is honestly more accurate than the HO scale lamp, which is kind of sad, given how small he is. The side rods are a bit thick, but again, given the size, I think I can let that go. The wheels are really nicely painted, and the ladders are also smaller compared to the HO scale ones, because this is of course based off the CGI model. What was I going to say? One thing I don't... This is a personal choice, or a personal preference. One thing I'm not too happy about is that it's more of a matte paint finish. And I mean, there's a bit of a gloss, but I definitely much prefer the gloss on the HO scale Thomas and G scale Thomas compared to this, because to me, it makes it look more like the classic series. And of course, I know this is supposed to be the CGI series, but that also did have its own kind of shine to it. It wasn't just matte paint. And when you look at real trains, they were, and they are, shiny, glossy finishes. So it's interesting. But yeah, that is Thomas, and he is surprisingly heavy. Alright, yeah, I think it's time to move on to the running session bit. Okay, so now we are ready to go. Here I have the wire that I need to plug into the controller and into the terminal/re-railer track. You can already see that the light is glowing. That is because I already plugs it into an outlet. So once you plug it in, it turns on. There is no switch to turn it off. So you plug this end into the controller, and you take this end and plug it into the track itself. Trying to get it in, it's not going in for some reason. There we go. You gotta make sure it's nice and all the way in so it doesn't fall out or anything. Also make sure the wires are clear away from the track. I'm just doing this close to here so you guys can see the controller and everything. And now, we are just going to make sure the direction is correct, because the direction is completely dependent on whether this is facing one way or the other. Yep, there he goes. He's going backwards. Ooh, actually did a bit of a move. It looks like he has a flywheel, which would be really surprising considering how small he is. As soon as I shut it off, he rolls for a little bit, which is really interesting. So, that's Annie, this is Clarabelle. Use the re-railer track to make sure to put your trains on the right way. So, make sure you just feel, and then you can give it a little push, and if she goes, then you know that you have correctly put your train on the track. Coupling is a bit of a problem, because it's a weird coupler system. It might not connect first try right away, but Thomas actually did couple at first try right away. So, I'm just going to turn that a little bit, just so that way it's out of the way. And now, let's give Thomas a little run. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up my review on the N-Scale Thomas. I just want to do one quick comparison with a quarter on how small Thomas is. It's really insane how small he is. He pretty much is only about the height of the quarter, which is really crazy. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what engines I should do next. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!